Hey guys, this is John from US DashCamera. Today I got a review on the Blackvue DR470 channel. Now this was sent to me for review by DashCamBros.com. They're an online dashcam retailer, so of course I'll provide a link down below to where you can check out their store and see all the different products they offer, including this Blackvue model. And what's unique about this model is it's a 2-channel system, but it's only $200. So if you saw my other review recently of the DR450, it's going to be similar quality to that. But again, it's 2-channel, so it does have that second rear camera. And on this model, it is only 720p on the rear. And they actually have an even cheaper, more affordable model called a DR430 2-channel, but I don't have that one to review. I probably won't review that one either because I think with 720p front and rear, that's sacrificing a little too much. But the reason this model is so much cheaper and affordable than their top-of-the-line 650 model is this doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi or GPS. Now, the 650 top-of-the-line model is also only 720p in the rear. But the 650 model is going to have slightly better video quality, at least in the front. The rear video might be about the same, but I know the sensor is a different sensor on this model compared to the 650 that's not going to be quite as good. But even though this doesn't have built-in GPS and it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you got to change the settings on your PC or Mac, it still has the automatic parking mode. So while you're parked, say at the mall, it'll still be active, ready to capture any video, say if you get hit and run in the parking lot, and that way you're protected even when you're not there and your car's off. So I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but as you can see, the camera does use the very well-known cylinder design that Blackvue's used for a long time now. It does have a little release switch there. On the side you can see where you plug in the rear camera, the GPS, the power, and a little place where you can put a padlock if you want. The memory card always comes in the camera when you first open the box, so don't be alarmed and think they forgot your memory card when you open the package. This one came with a 16 gig card. I would recommend 32 or larger though personally. There you can see some white lines that'll help you line up the shot so you have the proper angle. Without the Wi-Fi, you can't use a live feed on your phone to make sure your camera's properly angled, so those white lines can come in handy. And this is the typical rear camera that Blackvue cameras come with. So it does come with a little warranty card with some information on there. As usual, a pretty good color manual. And this comes with a typical 12-volt cigarette adapter power cord. Then the coax cable, which is for plugging in the rear camera. Then we got some random accessories like some extra adhesives. The blue thing is for getting your wires up in your car's headboard. A micro SD card, USB adapter. Pretty standard stuff. Here you can see the Blackvue's in the center with the Anchor Rove on the left side and my Thinkware F770 on the right side. I think all three have very great stealthy designs. Here you can see it running with the indicator light. You can turn those lights off also.
Starting normal recording.
Now the video quality is going to be the biggest issue for most people. Even though this is a $200 camera system, the video quality isn't going to be as good as even a lot of $100 cameras. And that's because typically most 2-channel cameras, they're splitting that processing power between the two different video feeds. So basically you get two okay video feeds or two mediocre video feeds as opposed to one great picture. So you are sacrificing when you get a 2-channel system. So you do have to take into account that there's going to be cameras out there like the A119 that have better video quality, but if you buy a Blackvue camera like this, when you're hopefully looking for something with a front and rear camera plus the automatic parking mode. Even if you just want the front camera, you might want to look at the DR470 from Blackvue, but you can't expect as good of video quality as cameras out there like the A119 that don't have as many fancy features like the automatic parking mode. Here you can see, even really close to this car, you can just barely make out the license plate. So this isn't the type of camera you're going to be able to spot license plate numbers in all of the cars around, like in this image here. You can make them out when they're right in front of you, but it's definitely noticeable how lesser the video quality is compared to a lot of cameras. Like this car, you're never going to be able to read that license plate. But I tend to wonder when you really need to read license plates. With this camera with automatic parking mode, you can see here, you can read this license plate of this car, and in a parking lot, if a car hits you, it's going to be within a foot of the camera. So I would argue that the video quality is good enough for what this camera is trying to achieve, and that's read license plates from any cars that are within a few feet of you, any cars that actually impact you. So I think the camera is good enough for what it's trying to achieve. Now here, the night quality I noticed was quite a lot better than with the 450. I thought the 450 looked really smooth and didn't look very pixelated, but it looked really dark, where I feel like this one has much better dynamic lighting. Here with the rear camera though, you can't really see anything, because if there's no car directly behind you shining their lights on you, or if the road's not lit up by some street lights, you're not going to be able to see anything. But at night, don't expect to be able to read any license plates at all, except the ones that are directly in front of you or behind you. Again, they're going to have to be close enough where they impact you or come very close to impacting you. But in a parking lot, I would argue that if a car does hit you, their lights, even their brake lights alone, should be enough to light up their license plate and let you capture what you need to in the event of a hit and run. So again, I think that's the main purpose of these Blackvue cameras, or their main advantage is that automatic parking mode. So, some people might disagree with me, but I would still argue that in the event of an impact, you are getting just good enough video quality to make sure you capture the license plates right next to you. Now here you can see this is the parking mode, and it activated a few seconds before I came in the picture. So that is using motion detection. Now some cheaper cameras use motion detection based, quote, parking modes, even like the A119 can do it, but the A119 won't start recording until moments after it senses the motion, where since this has a buffered parking mode, it actually starts recording before I come into the picture. And if you don't want motion setting off the dash camera all the time in the automatic parking mode, you can set it to just using the G sensor. So if a car impacts you in a parking lot, it'll capture the event happening. It won't capture the car driving away. It'll capture the car actually coming up to you and hitting you. And that's what's so important about that parking mode with buffered video. Now, if you do want to use the parking mode, you do have to have it hardwired. The way Blackvue cameras work is you do still use the included power cord, but then you buy something like the PowerMagic Pro from Blackvue, which connects to your fuse box, and then it can power on or keep power to the camera while your car is off. And the camera will automatically detect after a couple minutes that you haven't been moving, and it'll switch to that automatic parking mode by itself. So it's not just constantly recording while you're parked. It only records what you wanted to or what you needed to record while you're parked. So there seems to be a love or hate relationship with Blackvue cameras, and most people, it seems like you either love them or hate them. I personally really love them. I think that automatic parking mode is very valuable. It's something that I really want in all of my personal dash cameras. But typically, to get a 2-channel dash camera with this style of automatic parking mode, it's cost anywhere from $300 to over $400. So I think it's really awesome that Blackvue finally has one that's, to me, good enough video quality with front and rear channels and automatic parking mode. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone. Some people just want the best video quality possible, and I would say if that's what you care about, then I wouldn't buy this. But if you do really want an affordable 2-channel system with the great automatic parking mode, this is definitely a camera to check out because it's pretty affordable for what it is. I'd like to thank DashCamBros again for sending this out for review. Of course, I'll provide a link down to where you can purchase this from them. They do have free priority shipping, so that's really awesome. They are based out of the US. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did enjoy this review or any of my other videos, I always appreciate it if you hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. I typically do 1 or 2 dashcam reviews a month, give or take, so look out for more reviews coming soon. I have been doing more action camera testing, so I will have some more of those coming. As usual, drive safe, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.